Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to talk about Office 365 Administration Crash Course, Preparation for IT Support Jobs. Myself Mohammad Zubair, and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. So without any further ado, let's get started. Well, in this video, I'll make sure that you have a lot of needed knowledge that will help you to prosper in your IT support jobs, and in case if you have interview lined up, this video will help you as well. So, in order to learn this course, you should have Microsoft Office 365 account, and it should be a school version or a business account. Otherwise, you will not be able to use administration privileges on your Office 365. So make sure to have that account and you are good to go. So basically in this video, we'll talk about different aspects that you can have as an administrator on your Office 365. As we have different applications available in Office 365, so if you are an administrator, you will be able to access them, control them, you will be able to create different users, create different groups and add different users into them and allow different privileges to all the users and group that you are going to administrator. So basically, we are going to have everything that we need as an administrator in this course. So let's start. So this is our Office 365 account, and from here you see we have different applications available and admin section is one of them. So just click on it. It will open a dashboard like this for you. Here we have different things that we can access directly. For example, we can set up email with custom domain. We can help customers schedule appointments with us. Then we have Office 365 for the web, and we have Teams here as well. Other than that, we have some of the users that are the part of our Office 365, and from here we can directly add different users. We have Teams section, we have subscription about what we are using at the moment, then we have learn and something else. Here we have menu section. So just click on this navigation menu and it will open everything that you are going to get in your administration section. So first of all, let's start with the user. In terms of the users, we can see active users, we can go for the contacts, we can have guest users in our Office 365, and we can also go and see deleted users. We'll talk about each one of them in detail ahead in this video. Then we have roles. Well, as the name suggests, we can define different roles for different users. For example, if we have HR in our organization, obviously we do not want him to have administrative privileges. We only want him to have organizational privileges that he needs. Other than that, we can also assign different privileges to different other users, or we can remove different privileges from different users. Then we have different resources. Other than that, down here we have billing information, we have some settings of our administration account and things like that. So as we have user at the top, so we'll start with the user and then we'll talk about everything else in detail. So first of all, let's click on active users and it will open a new page for you in which we'll have all the users that are part of our Office 365 account. So here you see at the moment we have 4 users, and in case if you want to add a new user, you just need to click on this particular button. Okay, other than that, we have user template, add multiple users, multi-factor authentication, delete a user, refresh, reset password, and we can export users and things like that. Okay, let's talk about all of them one by one. Well, first of all, in case if you want to add a new user to your Office 365 account, you just need to click on this button. It will open a pane window like this. So from here, enter the information for your user. I'll go for Chris, and for the second name, let's go for David. This will be his display name, and in here you have to set his username. So I'll go for C_David. After that, this is going to be the domain that this particular user is going to use. After that, here we have option that says automatically create a password. Well, you can go for customized password on your own as well. If I just unclick this option, now I have to write a password in here that I'll pass on to this particular user, and this particular user will be able to access Microsoft 365 or Office 365 with these credentials. Okay, so I'll just create a password for that particular user in here. We are done here. After that, here it says required this user to change their password when they first sign in. Well, it's a good choice to go for because I want my users to have their own password so that it is easier for them to understand and easier for them to access the account. So I'll go for this. particular option, and down here it says send password and email upon completion. So basically we'll get the completion email that this operation has been done. After that, I'll just click on this next button, and here we have product licenses that we should assign or we want to assign to this particular user. So basically I want this particular user to have the license for Microsoft 365 Business Basic. After that, I also want him to have Microsoft Power Automate free. So as you see, we have these number of licenses available. It means I can have these number of users into my Office 365. Down here I have around about 10,000 licenses that I can go for. After that, here it says create user without product licenses. It means your user will not have any privilege, will not be able to use any product, any application on Office 365. But I do not want that. So I'll just go for first option. Down here we have apps. So basically from here we can assign apps to this particular user. Let's say I want only particular apps and their privileges for this particular user. So for that purpose, I'll unselect all options and I'll only select those applications that I want to assign to this particular user. So you can come here, you can select those applications and you are good to go. But in my case, I'll go for every application down here, and after that we just need to click on this next button. Now here it says roles. So basically this particular user is going to have two kind of roles. Either he will have administrative privileges or not. But in terms of administrative privileges, we can customize these privileges as well. For example, here if I click on admin center access, from here I can allow these privileges: Exchange administrator, global reader, help desk administrator. Help desk administrator mean he will be able to change the password for different user. Let's say I have different user, or here we have Alex. Alex says that he has forgot his password and he want to renew his password or change his password. So he can ask Chris David to do that because Chris has help desk administrator privileges. So in case if I want Chris to have this particular administrative privileges where he can handle these kind of requests, I'll allow him these privileges. Then I have some other privileges that I can assign to him. Well, let's say I want all privileges to be assigned to this Chris. So I'll just go for global administrator. Other than that, I can unselect everything from here. And now whatever the administrative privileges I have, Chris is also going to have all those privileges because now Chris is global administrator. Now scroll down, and in case if you want to see the privileges by categories, just expand this section and you will have all the information in here. I'll not go into the details of this particular section. I'll just click on next. And here we have the summary information about this particular user, what its name, what are its privileges, and what are the apps he or she is going to have. After that, I'll just click on finish adding, and you will see that this particular user will be added and will appear here in this section. So we are done with adding this user. I'll just close this one, and here you see we have Chris David. Okay, there is one more thing that I want to discuss. Well, Office 365 and Azure Active Directory work synchronously with each other. So basically, as I have added this user in here, this user will also be added into our Active Directory. So let's go to our Azure Active Directory. Here it is. At the moment, we only have 4 users in here. We do not have Chris. So I'll just refresh this page and you will see Chris will be added in here as well. So here you see now it has loaded it up, and here we have Chris available, and we have every information of Chris available in here as well. So this is how we can create a user and we can add it into our Office 365, and he or she will be added into our Azure Active Directory on its own. Now let's go back to Office 365 Admin Center. Okay, we are done with the first section that says add a user. Now let's talk about the user template, what it is. Well, let's say I have different sections or different departments in my organization. Let's say I have IT department, I have HR department, I have editing department and things like that. So let's say I want to add 5 number of users for my HR department. So I can create a template for that. So for example, if I click on add template, so basically I can fill in all the basic information in this particular template, and whenever I need to add a particular or a new user into my Office 365 and in my HR department, I just need to use this particular template and it will save me a lot of time while adding a particular user. Because as I have mentioned earlier that I want my HR or my human resource persons to have limited administrative privileges. So obviously this will go for every user that is a part of HR group. So for that purpose, I can create a template with limited privileges and I can assign all those privileges that I want to have for my HR department. So in that case, it will save me a lot of time as I will not have to set the privileges for each and individual user every time. So I can name my template anything. I'll write here temp1. After that, I can have any description for my template. I'll just click on next, and here we have the basics. So basically here it is asking for the domain. Then we have password setting. This is the same that we have talked about earlier. So either we want to have an auto-generated one or we want to create a customized one. So go for the option as per your liking, click on next. Here it is asking for the location, then assign licenses to all the users that are going to be part of this particular template. After that, click on next, and you can go on for the rest of the options as well. After that, you are good to go. Now I'll just get out of this. So this was all about the template and why do we need to have templates, as it will save us a lot of time. So you should go for templates as well. Then we have multiple users. Well, let's say we have hundreds of users that are coming into our organizations, or they have changed their platform and now they want to be on to Office 365. So for that purpose, this particular feature will help us. Just click on this one and it will show you a template, or it will show you a guideline that we should follow in order to add hundreds of users into this one. So basically, we just need to have their first name, their last name, their username and their domain, and we are good to go. In case if we have a CSV file available with all the information about the users that we are going to add, we can upload that CSV file as well. So just click on this option, scroll down, and from here download a CSV file that include examples for our users. Here it is. I'll just open this one. So basically Office 365 is telling us that just enter these information and Office 365 will include all those users on its own into Office 365 administrative section. So basically we need to have username, first name, last name, display name, and these are the informations that we need. And down here we have an example information. So you just need to add these information and we are good to go. So let's go back. So basically, instead of adding all the users one by one, we can add all those users in bulk, or we can also go with the option where we can upload our CSV file. So here it says upload CSV file with your user information. Just click on this browse section and it will open a window like this for you. And from here you can go to the directory where you have your CSV file with all the information about your user. So that was all about it. I'll just cancel this one. Let's go back. And here we have multi-factor authentication. Just click on it. Well, this is just another layer of security that you can have for your users, their privileges, and all the applications they are going to have. So from here, just click on the user, and after that you can enable its multi-factor authentication. Here it says enable, manage user settings, and things like that. I'll not go into the detail of this particular one. So let's just go back. After that, here we have delete a user. We'll talk about that one later in detail. Here it says refresh. Why do we need a refresh button in here? Well, as we are using our Office 365 onto our web, it might take some time to synchronize everything as we added this particular user. So in your case, you might not see this user added directly or immediately into your user section. So for that purpose, you might need to refresh this section and it will show you everything synchronized and you will have all the latest things in here. So that was all about it. Then we have reset password. Well, let's say you want, or some user want to reset its password, or he or she forgot his password, or he or she asks you to reset their password. So you can just click on this one and you are good to go. Or we can also have this key icon. We can just click on it and it will open a small pane window for us like this. So from here we can recover or we can reset the password for the user, and we can send that new password to the user and we are good to go. I'll just close this one. Other than that, we have this 3-dot option menu. I'll just click on it. From here we have different options. We can manage the product licenses. We can also manage the groups of the users. We can delete user, and we can manage the username and email. Well, let's say a user come to us and says, I want to change my username for any kind of reason. So for that purpose, we can change the username from here. Or in case he or she want to have aliases, we can also add that aliases in here. For the moment, I'll just close this one. And now let's just click on this particular user. Now you see if I hover over it, an underline appears here. Now just click on it. It will open a pane window like this for you. So basically what we can do from here, we can edit every information that we have done till now for this particular user. So basically we can change its username and email. We can see when was the last time he or she signed in. Here we have alternate email address, and from here we can change the roles for this particular user as well. And we can also change the groups, or we can also see the group this user is part of from here. Then we have a manager and we have things like that. Okay, before I talk about this particular section in detail, there is one more thing that I want to show you. Well, as we have created this particular user, which is Chris David, let's sign in with this particular user. So for that purpose, I'll open an incognito window in my Google Chrome. And in here, I'll go to my office.com and I'll sign into this one. So here, I'll sign in with the user that I have created earlier, and that was C_David@, now I'll have my domain. After that, I'll hit enter, and now we need to enter the password that we created for Chris. I'll just have that password in here. After that, I'll just click on sign in or hit enter. And if you remember, when we were creating Chris, we went with the option where we wanted Chris to have his own password upon first sign in. So first of all, we need to enter the old password that we had for Chris. After that, we have to enter the new password for Chris. Now I'll confirm that password. And now just click on sign in. As we are going to use this account for the first time, that is why it is asking us to authenticate this particular account. So I'll just click on next and I'll authenticate it and I'll get back to you. We are done here with the authentication, and now it is asking if we want to stay signed in. I'll just click on no, and now it will sign Chris into our Office 365. In here, I want to show you one thing, and that is Chris has all these applications that he can access. He also have administrative privileges. Basically, he can access Admin Center. If I just click on it, it will open a new window like this, just like we had earlier from where we added Chris. So basically, Chris can do everything that we were doing earlier. In case, if I want to change these privileges and if I want to remove any application to be accessed by Chris, I can do so. For that purpose, I'll go back to my account, which is right here, and here we have Chris. What I'll do here, I'll change the roles. I'll just click on manage roles, and at the moment Chris is global administrator. I'll just uncheck this one and I'll go for user. It means now Chris will not have any kind of administrative privileges. He will be an ordinary user that will be able to use different applications on Office 365. After that, I'll just click on the save changes, and it will take a little bit of time to synchronize everything, and after some time you will see that now Chris has no access to admin panel. Here it says admin roles give user permission to view data and complete tasks in Admin Center. So this is what I do not want for Chris to have. Now let's go back, and now if I just refresh this page, we still have admin access for Chris. So as I have told you earlier, that it will take a little bit of time to synchronize everything, and after some time you will see that Chris will not have this admin access. Now let's go back, and from here let's talk about some other features. Now again, let's click on Chris one more time and it will open this window again, and this time I'll go for manage contact information. I'll just click on it, and basically what I can do, I can change the first name, last name or display name for Chris. I can have its job title. Let's say we have changed the department for Chris and job title also got changed. So for that purpose, I can have a new job title. I can change his department, office, obviously his office phone number, fax number and things like that. And other than that, we have some other information in here. So we can do all these things in here. Other than that, if you scroll down, you see here we have Office 365 activation. If I just click on it, so basically let's say Chris has downloaded Office 365 onto its desktop. So from here we can activate it easily. So that was all about it, and now let's get out of this and let's just click on it one more time. And basically what we can do this time, we can block this users as well. How can we do so? Well, here it says block sign in. If you just click on it, what it will do, it will block Chris from accessing this particular account, and it will take around 60 minutes for Microsoft to block this user. So basically after 60 minutes, Chris will not be able to sign in again into our Office 365. Here we have all the information, and you just need to enable this option and click on save changes. And in case if you want to unblock Chris, you just need to come back here, because by blocking it, you are not going to delete Chris from your user section. You are just blocking it. So just come back to your active user section, click on your Chris, and from here uncheck this option and click on save changes, and you are good to go. So this is how you can block or unblock a particular user. After that, here we have delete user. So before we talk about this particular feature, let's go back and let's see if Chris has still the administrative privileges or not. Well, here we go after refreshing it, and now you see we do not have any administrative privileges for Chris. Here you see we are signed in as Chris. Here it is. And now we do not see admin center in here. Even if I just click on all applications in here, we do not have admin center available in here. So this is how you can customize your administrative privileges for your user, and this is how you can allow or disallow any privileges as well. So that was all about it. I'll just close this one. Now in here, let's talk about how we can delete a user. Well, basically either you can click on these three dots and from here click on delete user, or again let's just click on it and from here click on delete user. In terms of deleting a user, we have different options that comes along with this feature. I'll just click on this one. So basically here it says you can restore deleted user and their data for up to 30 days after you delete them. Data on their connected devices will be removed as well as the following. So basically all these things are going to be deleted as well when we are going to delete this particular user. First thing is email aliases. These things are going to be removed, and then mailbox delegate permissions. Okay, when we are going to delete this particular user, we are going to get something in return. We are going to get this license back. So basically we can assign this license to some other user or to a new user that we are going to create, because this license will be free. Other than that, down here it says give another user access to Chris David's OneDrive file for 30 days after the user is deleted. So basically we can assign all those files to some other person to review them or to scrutinize them. And down here it says give another user access to Chris David's email. So these are the options that are optional. So either we can select them or unselect them. So in terms of user access to other user, we can search for the user to whom we want to give access to. So these are all the users. I can select any one of these and we are good to go. After that, we just need to click on this delete user button. Let me just uncheck this one. I'll uncheck this one as well. Let's just click on delete user, and now it is unlicensing the user, and this will be deleted permanently in the next 30 days. Let it get complete and I'll show you one more thing in here. So here you see the user have been deleted successfully. I'll just cross this one. Let me just go to my section, and here it says deleted users. Let's just open this one. So here we'll have all those users that have been deleted till now. If I just click on Chris, what I can do, I can restore this user back. Let's say I fired someone from my company or someone left the company, so that is why we needed to delete that user, and now he or she is back. So what I can do, instead of creating new user account for that person, we can restore his or her account if it is under the 30 days. So I'll do the same. I'll just click on restore user and it will restore this particular account for Chris. Again, we have auto generated password. Let me create the password. I'll go for the first option, click on restore, and this particular account will be recovered very easily. Let it get complete and we'll go back to our user section or active user section and we'll see if Chris is there or not. So we are done here, and from here I can send the password in email to Chris. I'll just click on close. Let's go back, click on active users, and let's see if Chris is here or not. And here you see we have Chris available, and at the moment he is unlicensed. So basically we can give license to him very easily, just like we did earlier. Okay, one more thing that I want to discuss at the end in here, and that is here we have export users. So basically when we were adding multiple users into our Office 365, and we also saw that how we can add all those users from a CSV file. Well, basically we can export all these users and these all will be exported in a CSV file as well, just like this one. So whenever we want to add these users next time in some other Office 365 account or into some other domain, we can use this particular CSV file and we are good to go. So it will save us a lot of time. Other than that, we can also download or export these users for many other reasons. So that was all about the active user section and how we can add different users. We talked about template, multiple users, and many other things. After that, here we have contacts. Let's just click on it. Well, contact is just like any ordinary contact that we have in our phone, in our dictionary, and things like that. So basically, let's say we have a vendor, but he or she is not part of our Office 365 account. So what we can do, we can save his or her information as a contact in our Office 365, and everyone or anyone from our organization can access this contact for any particular reason. So in order to create a new contact, we just need to click on this add a contact button from here. And now we just need to add information of this contact. We can have his first name. So here I'll go for Shane as a first name. Then for the last name, I'll go for Watson. And then we have display name. We can have his or her email address. You can go for any email address. I'll go for zubair@example.com. So basically we want to have external email address in here because we are creating a contact and he or she is not part of our domain or Office 365. That is why it's very obvious that he or she is going to have external email address. After that, here it says hide from my organization's global address list. Well, it's all up to you if you want to go for that option or not. Then it says profile info. Just click on it and you can have information about the company where he or she works, his or her phone number, office phone number, then fax number, title, address, and things like that. Then we have mail trip. Just expand this option and you can have information about it in here as well. After that, you just need to click on this add button and you will see this particular user or contact will be added into our contact section. It says allow 30 minutes for your changes to take effect. So basically it will take around 30 minutes for Office 365 to add this particular contact, but generally it doesn't take this much longer. So it will be here in a very short time. So that was all about how we can create a contact. Let it get added and I'll show you some other things related to it. Okay, till then let's talk about other features. Just like multiple users, we can add multiple contacts as well. Just click on this button and from here we can add a CSV file and we can add all those multiple contacts from a CSV file in here. And just like user, we can export contacts into a CSV file as well. And after that we have a refresh button that has the same operation or same purpose that we had in our user section. So basically it will synchronize everything for us. Just click on it and here you see we have Shane Watson contact available. If I just click on this one, we'll have all the information about this one in here. So basically what we can do, we can delete it from here directly as well. Okay, let me just click on this 3-dot options and here it says edit contact information. So in case if you want to edit some things about this particular contact, you can do so. Other than that, here it also says contact information. Just click on this edit button and again it will allow you to edit all the information. If I go to my settings section, here it says exchange settings. Just click on edit exchange settings and now it will open this contact in an exchange admin center. So here we will have more detailed information that we can add for this particular user. So if you are a beginner, this is not for you. Just leave it as it is and you are good to go. So basically we are back and then we have hide from my organization's global address list. At the moment it is no. So basically it is on to our organization's global address list and everyone can see it. Then we can also go for mail tip. We can change it, we can customize it and we can have our customized message for it as well. Just click on manage and it will open a new pane for you like this and you are good to go. So that was all about the contacts, how we can create one and how we can delete one and what is the purpose of having contacts into our Office 365. Let's go back and then we have another section that says guest users. I'll just click on this one. Okay, earlier we did not have this privilege to add guest user into our Office 365 directly from Office 365. For that purpose, we had to go to our Azure Active Directory and we had to add guest user from there. And after the synchronization, those users would appear in here. But now we have option to add guest user directly from here. If you just click on it, it will open Azure Active Directory for you. Earlier, this option was not here, but now they have updated it. So it will open a new user for our Azure Active Directory. So basically we have two options. Either we can create a new guest user or we have someone in mind. So basically what we can do, we can just invite them onto our Office 365. Let's say I want to create a new user. So here we'll have its first name. I'll go for ABC. Then we have its name. Let's go for ABC123. Then first name, I'll go for ABC. For the last name, I'll go for 123. And then we have password. Again, we have two options. Either we can go for auto-generated password or we can create a new password. I'll go for create password. I'll enter the password in here. After that, we have groups and roles. So basically we can assign different groups and roles to this guest user. At the moment, the role is user. He or she does not have any privileges. Then we have settings. It says block sign in at the moment is no. Obviously, we want this guest user to sign in onto Office 365. Then we have usage location. So basically we can set the location. I want to have Australia. Here it is. I'll just click on this one. Then we have job info. It's all up to you if you want to go for that or not. Now just click on create button. Here it says we have some problem with the username. I'll just change the information and I'll get back to you. So here we have successfully created a user. Now let me show you how does it look like. For that purpose, go to your Azure Active Directory. In case if you do not see it, just click on this navigation menu button, and from here you can look for Azure Active Directory, which is right here. After that, go to your users section. So as we have successfully created the guest user, it will take a little bit of time, and here you see we have guest user in here. Okay, in case if you do not want to add a guest user from here, go to your Azure Active Directory, click on your navigation menu, click on Azure Active Directory, and it will open a window like this for you. And from here click on users, and in here you will see an option that says new guest user. Just click on it, and again you will be able to create a new guest user in your Azure Active Directory. Again, you just need to provide the email address. I'll again go for zubair@example.com. After that, we need to have display name. I'll go for Ricky John, or you can go for anything. Then here it says invitation message. In case if you want to have an invitation message for this particular user, you can add that. After that, just click on review plus invite, and we have other information in here. I'll just click on invite, and this particular user will get email that we want him to join us as a guest user. Now, as soon as that particular guest user joins our Office 365, we'll be able to see that particular user in here. Not only in here, we'll also be able to see that guest user in this particular section. Just click on this refresh button and you will see in here. And here you see we have Ricky John that we created from our Azure Active Directory. So again, you can do different things from here. You can have product licenses as it's a guest user. So it's up to you that how much privileges and how much product licenses you want to assign to this particular guest user. Just click on it and it will open a pane window like this for you. So from here we can edit only limited information, unlike our own users that we created in our Office 365. So that was all about the guest users, and now let's just close this one, and now let's go back. Okay, here you might be wondering that why can't we add a guest user directly from Office 365? Well, for that purpose, let me open another tab into my Google Chrome, and in here I'll search for add Azure Active Directory, and after that I'll go for B2B collaboration user in Azure portal. I'll just look for it. I'll open the documentation of azure.microsoft.com, and in the documentation we'll have all the detailed information that how we can add a guest user, or why can't we add guest user from our Office 365. Let me just go back. I'll open the documentation. Here it is, and here we have all the information. So basically, as a user who we are going to assign any of the limited administrator directory roles, we can use the Azure portal to invite B2B collaboration users, and we can invite guest users to the directory, to a group, or an application. So basically, either we can invite our users to a particular directory or to a group that we are going to create into our Office 365, or we already have. So basically we'll have our groups in here, or we can invite a guest user onto our application. After we invite a user through any of these methods, the invited user's account is added to Azure Active Directory with a user type of guest. The guest user must then redeem their invitation to access resources. And basically they are talking about that when we invite them through an email, they should acknowledge it and they should come back to access all the resources that we are going to assign them on Office 365. Otherwise, they will not be able to use any of these. So basically, this is all the information about how and why we need to add guest users from Azure Active Directory. Other than that, we have all the other information in terms of the documentation that we need for our Azure Active Directory and Office 365. So as we talked about this one, let's talk about one more thing, and that is how we can manage the user access into Office 365 groups. So for that purpose, I'll just search for that, and I'll open the documentation of Office 365 groups. So just come to this one and you will have all the information that what and how we can have different privileges for our guest users into our Office 365 groups that we are going to create or we already have available. So that was all about the guest users, and we are done with this one. So let's just go back and let's see what do we have next. And now let's talk about the groups. So here if you see, here we have teams and groups. In your case, you might see this kind of menu on the left side. In order to open this one, or in order to make sure that you have teams and groups, click on show all and you will see teams and groups in here. I have pinned it as well. In your case, it might be unpinned. So here just click on this drop down arrow and here it says active teams and groups. Then we have policies, deleted groups, shared mailbox. We'll talk about the shared mailbox later. Let's talk about the teams and groups. So in order to create a new team or group, just click on it and it will open a new window like this for you. Okay, before we talk about this one, I want to talk to you about its documentation. Just head to the overview Microsoft 365 or documentation of Office 365 and from here go on to groups overview. Well, Microsoft 365 Group is a foundational membership service that drives all teamwork across Microsoft 365, and with this group we can give a group of people access to different shared sources, and these are Outlook inbox, calendar, SharePoint, planner, OneNote and things like that. So basically every member or every user in your Office 365, if it's a member of a group that you have created or you are going to create, will be able to have all these resources commonly. So you can share all these resources with creating one group, and you can share those resources with all the members or users that you are going to have in your group. After that, it says with Microsoft 365 Group, you don't have to manually assign permissions to each of these resources, because adding people to the group automatically give them the permission they need. So basically the permissions you are going to set for the group will be the permissions for all of the users that you will have in your group. Down here we have some roles that you will have in your group. If you are owner, well, you can add or remove members and have unique permissions like the ability to delete conversations from the shared inbox or change different settings about the group. So basically you are administrator and owner of a group, you can do anything. But if you are a member, you can access everything that have been shared to you in your group, but you cannot change group setting. By default, group members can invite guests to join your groups. It means you cannot add any other members or users inside a group, but yes, you can invite guest users. Then we have third role, that is guest users. Well, group guests are members who are from outside your organization, and they will have the least amount of permissions and administrative privileges that they can perform inside a group. Then down here we have some other information about the groups. I'll not talk about that, but I want to talk to you about the group limits. Well, owners per group can have 100 value, or a user can create is 250. It means I'm a user of Office 365. I can create up to 250 groups. So how cool is that? Then we have groups an admin can create, and here we have the information and number of members. Well, we can have more than thousands members in our group, but only 1000 members can access group concurrently or simultaneously. So you have to make sure that only 1000 members are accessing the group at the same time. Because let's say you have 1500 members, so 500 members have to wait. Then we have number of groups a user can be an owner of. Well, a user can be an owner of 7000 groups. Then we have number of groups a user can be a member of. Well, a single user can be a member of 7000 groups as well. Then we have the file storage. Well, this is the coolest feature, and that is we have 1 terabyte plus 10 gigabyte per subscribed user plus any other storage purchased. So how huge this amount is. Then we have group mailbox size, which is 50 GB, which I think is more than enough, because there are services that are offering shared mailboxes with around 2 to 5 gigabytes as shared mailbox size, but here we are getting 50 gigabytes. So how cool is that? So head to this documentation and you will have more and more information about groups and how they work and what are different rules. So let me just close this one and let's head back. So here I have different groups that I already have created, and now let's create a new one. In order to create a new one, just click on this icon that says add a group. It will open a new window or a new page for you like this. Okay, there are different types of group that we can go for. We have Microsoft 365, we have distribution, mail ended and security. It is always recommended to go for Microsoft 365. Why is that so? Well, in case if you want to delete a particular group, you will have the ability to recover that particular group and its data inside 30 days. This option doesn't come with any other type that you see in here. That is why it is recommended to go for Microsoft 365. Here it says it creates a group email to collaborate. You can also add Microsoft Teams for group conversation, files and calendars. So I'll go for this one obviously. Just click on next. After that you have to name your group. Okay, why do we need to create group? Well, let's say I have different departments in my organization and HR is one of them. So in order to have shared resources for HR department and in order to make sure that everyone in the HR department is part of something common. So for that purpose, we can create one group for our HR department. So I'll name my group as HR. After that, here we can have description for this particular group. Just click on next. And now we have successfully created the group. And now we have to assign the owner. Okay, one thing to remember here, and that is we should make sure that only the members of HR department are member of this particular group, because we are creating this group for the users who are part of our HR department. Okay, here it is asking us to assign the owner, because obviously there must be an owner of a particular group who can manage group its resources, who can add users, members, who can delete a particular user. And in case if we have to assign or add or remove a particular resource in a group, one person should be responsible for that, or we can have multiple person for that as a matter of fact. So in order to assign an owner, just click on this assign owner button, and from here it will show you all the members that you have in your Office 365. So basically from here I know that this is the admin, this is myself. So I'll just click on this one, and in case if I want to add more than one person as group owner, I can select those as well. And you can also search for a particular user from here as well. For example, if I search for Zubair, enter, here we have Zubair available. So if you have huge number of members available or users available, you can search for a particular one as well. So at the moment, I'm only going to assign one person as a group owner. After that, I'll click on add. And now this user is an owner of this particular group. And in case if you want to remove this user as group owner, you can also do so. Just click on it, and from here you can remove it. I'm okay with this one. Now I'll just click on next. Here it is asking to add members of this particular group. So just click on this button, and as you are admin of Office 365, so you must have an idea and you must have the information about who are users and who are the people who are part of your HR department. So I'll just select those person and I'll add them into this particular group. So I'll just select all of them. And after that, I'll click on add, and now all of them have been added into this particular group, which is HR. And again, if you want to delete any one of these from here, just select that particular user and click on remove member. Okay, here you see we have another icon of Teams that says team status. It means these users are also available on Microsoft Teams. So this is a little indication about a different resource that is available. Now just click on next, and now we have different settings that we have to perform. Okay, as it's a group and as it's a single entity, it must have a single email address or an email address that should represent this particular group. So basically you might have noticed or you might have used on different websites that we have different email addresses like hr@domain.com. Then we have like operations@domain.com and things like that. So basically we'll do the same in here. So what I'm going to do here, I'll write hr_operations@talasaflimited.ownmicrosoft.com, and it's my domain. So basically whoever is going to send an email on this particular email address will be received by each member of a group, and anyone from the group can reply to that particular email if he or she is permitted by the group owner. So how cool and how easy it is. So now this is our email address. After that, here it says privacy. At the moment, it's public. It means anyone can see this particular group and anyone can have this particular email address. In case if you want to make it private, you can do so. Now only member of the groups and the people you have added will be able to see this particular group. If you just hover over it, you will see more information about that. In terms of public, it says group can be joined by anyone without getting approval from a group owner. Anyone can access the group content. It means anyone outside of your organization, outside of your Office 365 will be able to access this particular group and will be able to join them without the approval from the owner. But if you make it private, this group is not going to be open for anyone, and only group owner will be allowed to add members or will be allowed to approve addition of different users. So in order to make sure that you have the privacy for your resources and your organization, make sure to go for private. Then it says add Microsoft Teams to your group. Let's go for that one as well. Now everyone will be able to use Microsoft Teams as they are part of this particular group. After that, just click on next, and here we have the summary information about the group that we have created. And now just click on create group. And now we'll see a group with the name of HR in our active teams and groups. Let it get completed and I'll show you some more things related to that. So we are done here with the creation of our group, and here it says add another group. It means if you want to create a new group or another group, you can do so directly from here. But at the moment, I'll just click on this close button, and here we'll have the list of all the groups that we have created till now. And here it says HR. So this is the one that we have created. So if I just click on this 3-dot option menu, from here I can edit name and description, I can edit the email address, I can delete this particular group. Other than that, let's just click on this group and we'll have a pane window like this in front of us. So basically we have different things that we can perform from here. We have its basic info, email address, aliases, other info. At the moment we did not have added any aliases. Let's just click on it, and from here we can add any aliases from here as well. So I'll just write here human_resource. This is our aliases, so I'll just click on add, and people can access us on this particular email address as well. I'll just click on save. After that, let's go back. Okay, here we have other information when it was created, and we have the admin of this particular group. Then we have membership. This is the owner. Here we have members, and in case if we want to add more members, we can do so by just clicking on this add member button. Then we have the site visitor information. So basically at the moment we do not have any site visitor. We can add one from here by searching of his or her email. I'll just go back. Then we have about membership and permissions. So basically we can customize and we can manage all the membership and permissions from here. Then we have channels in here. Let's just click on it. At the moment we only have one channel as general. Let's just click on it, and here we have the general name. Here we have its description, here we have its type, and we have some other information about it. So basically this is the channel of Microsoft Teams. Then we have the activity. So basically from here you can see all the latest activity that has happened in this particular group. And then we have different settings that we can perform. Okay, here it says let people outside the organization email this team. So this is the same thing that I was talking to you about earlier, that you must have used an email address that says like contact@domain.com, then operations@of some domain.com and things like that. So from here I can make sure, or I can allow people outside my organization to send me an email on this particular group email address. Or in case if you do not want that, just keep it as it is. Then we have send copies of team emails and events to team members inbox. So now every team members will have the copy of the particular email that they are going to receive in the group in their own inboxes as well. So I'll just select this one. I'll select this one as well, and then it says don't show team email address in Outlook. Well, it's all up to you. Then we have privacy. I'll go for private as we went earlier. Then we have external file sharing. From here you can allow external file sharing, and if you do not want that, you can restrict it as well by going for only people in organization. Now only people in your organization will be able to share different files in this particular email. Then we have team channels. You can go for anyone as per your liking. Then we have sensitivity label. Then we have team conversation. It says allow members to edit their sent messages, allow members to delete their sent messages. Well, these are small tweaks that you can do. Then at the top we have email, open in Teams, view site, delete. If you just click on it, it will open Outlook with this particular email that we have set for this particular group. Then we have open in Teams, and from here if I click on open in Teams, it will open Microsoft Teams and we'll be able to see that group in there. Then we have view site, then we have option to delete this particular group. Now if I just click on this delete button, you will see that it will tell us that we have time period of 30 days in which we can recover this particular group. So basically this option is only available if you go with Microsoft 365 group option. So I'll just click on delete teams and this will be deleted, and I'll also show you that how you can recover that. So at the moment it is deleting every resource and everything from here. Let me just close this one, and now you see we do not have our HR group anymore into the list of active teams and groups. Let it get loaded, and here you see we do not have it anymore. Let me go to the side menu, and here we have deleted groups. And from here we'll have HR group available in here. So I'll just click on this one and let's restore this one. And now this will be restored and will be back onto our active teams and groups list. Here it says group has been restored, and now let's go back. Let's see active teams and groups, and we should have HR group over there. Here it is. So that was all about how we can create different groups, how we can have an owner of a group, how we can add different members, how we can have and assign different resources and permissions, and everything else. So that was all about it, and now let's move ahead and now let's talk about shared mailboxes. Now to access the shared mailboxes, you just need to go to your side menu, and from here go to your teams and groups. Expand this option, and here you see we have shared mailboxes. So just click on it. It will open a new window like this for you. Okay, before we move ahead and create our new shared mailbox, let's talk about its documentation. While it says shared mailboxes gets used when multiple people need access to the same mailbox, such as company information or support email address, reception desk, and things like that. So here it says user with permissions to the group mailbox can send as or send on behalf of the mailbox email address if the administration has given that user permission to do that. Okay, you might be wondering that we talked about email address when we were creating our groups. Well, that was related to our groups, not about shared mailbox. Now we are talking about a respective feature that is standalone, and it is called as shared mailboxes. So we'll create that one now. Down here we have user permission. It says you need to give users permission or membership to use the shared mailboxes. Only people inside your organization can use a shared mailbox. I'll show to you that how we can create and how we can add different users, and we can assign them permission to use our shared mailbox. Then we have external user. Well, it says we cannot give people outside our business, such as people with Gmail account, access to our shared mailboxes. Then we have use with Outlook. In addition to using Outlook on the web from our browser to access shared mailboxes, it says we can also use the Outlook for iOS app or Outlook for Android app. So basically we'll be accessing our shared mailboxes through Outlook, and I'll show it to you as well. Down here we have many more information in terms of its documentation. So just head over here and you will have all the information needed. And now let's head back and let's create our new shared mailbox. So just click on the button that says add a shared mailbox, and it will open a new window like this. Okay, now you just need to give name to your shared mailbox. I'll name it as SBT underscore shared underscore mailbox. Down here we have to assign email address. I'm going with support. It will be support@thalasaflimited.onmicrosoft.com. Just click on save changes, and we have successfully created a new shared mailbox into our Office 365. After that, we have to do some customization, like we have to add members who can use this shared mailbox on our behalf. So here it says add members to your shared mailbox, manage shared mailbox details, and things like that. So let's just add members to our shared mailbox. Okay, at the moment we do not have any. I'll just click on add members, and here we have all the members available in our Office 365, so we can add all those as per our liking. So I'll add Sarah, I'll add Alex, I'll add myself, and then I'll click on add, and now these three will be added as a member, and now they will be able to use this shared mailbox on our behalf. I'll also show to you that how we can access this shared mailbox into our Outlook. We are done with this step. I'll just cross this one. Now let's just click on these three dots, and from here we can edit the name for this shared mailbox. We can edit the email address that we have set, which is support. Then we can delete this one as well. But let's just click on it and let's open it in our side window. This is the basic information. This is the name. We can edit it. This is the primary email, and we can also add aliases in here as well. Email forwarding is none. Let's just click on it. So basically what we can do, we can forward all emails sent to this mailbox into another email address as well. It will keep a copy if you go with this option. Let's just go back. I'll just click on yes. Okay, here it says automatic replies. You might have noticed and experienced that when you send an email to support or things like that, you get an automatic reply immediately. This is that feature. Just click on edit, and what you can do, you can have your customized message into your reply, and whenever you will receive an email, this message will be sent as a reply. So you can have your customized message. Down here it says send automatic replies to senders outside this organization. This is for the inside organization and this is for the outside. First option is send replies only to senders in this mailbox contact list. Send replies to all external senders. Well, it's all up to you with which choice you want to go. I'm okay with this one. I'll just unselect this one. I'll go back. Down here it says send items. Well, just like this message, you can also send some items automatically in your reply. Just click on edit, and from here you can select the options as per your liking. I'll go back, and here it says email apps. At the moment, all email apps allowed. Just click on edit button. So at the moment we can use that shared mailbox on Outlook, on web, for desktop, Exchange Web Service, mobile, IMAP and POP. So it's all up to you with which application you want to use this shared mailbox. I'm okay with all of these, so I'll just go back. Down here we have members, and here we have 3 of them. In case if you want to add some more, just click on this edit button and you will be able to add new members. Then we have manage mailbox permission. At the moment, read and manage permissions are for 3 users, and these are those 3 people. Then we have send as permission for these 3 people. As you can see, we have 3. Then we have send of behalf of permission. If I just click on any one of these, you will be able to see more details in here. So just click on add permissions and you will be able to add more people in here. I'll just go back. Down here it says show in global address list, exchange settings, and we have many more information. Let's just go for exchange settings, and it will open Exchange Admin Center. I'll talk to you about one feature from Exchange Admin Center ahead in this video. So basically here we have all the information from the Exchange. I'll just close this one. Let's just go back, and we are done, and we are okay with all the settings that we needed to do. Okay. Now the question comes, what if we want to delete this shared mailbox? Well, here we have a delete icon. Just click on it, and here it says, are you sure you want to delete this mailbox? You can restore deleted mailbox for up to 30 days. Yes, I'm sure. So I'll just click on this delete button, and now this shared mailbox will be deleted. But I'll also show you that how we can recover it. Okay, here it says you can restore deleted mailbox for up to 30 days from the deleted user list. This is something surprising because for users, for groups, we had a separate section from where we could recover our users and groups. But for shared mailboxes, we do not have any dedicated thing. We can recover our shared mailbox that we have deleted from deleted users list, which is right here. So I'll go to user section, and here we have deleted users. I'll just click on it, and you will see our shared mailbox will be here. Here it is. So I'll just click on it, and now I'll just recover it. So I'll just click on restore user. I'll just click on restore, and now this will be restored, and again we'll be able to see this one into our shared mailbox list. Let it get restored, and then we'll go back. So here we have a message that this shared mailbox has been restored. This is the username and this is the password. Let's just close this one. Let's go back to our shared mailbox, which is right here, and at the moment we do not see this in here. It will take a little bit of time, and then we'll have our shared mailbox in here. And if you do not see this one in here, go to your users and go to your active users, and you will see your shared mailbox in here, which is right here. So I'll just click on this, and again we can perform different operations that we could do earlier. Now let's test this one and let's see how we can use this shared mailbox. Okay, there is one more thing that I wanted to discuss in terms of the shared mailbox. Well, just click on it. In case if you try to access this shared mailbox and you are not been able to sign in, this might be because you have blocked the sign in, which is right here as you can see. So you should unblock this before you try to access your shared mailbox. So just click on unblock sign in and uncheck this option, and now save changes. Now this shared mailbox has been unblocked, and now we can sign in into this one. Okay, we have successfully created our shared mailbox. Now let's try to access it. So for that purpose, I'll sign in with another account into my Office 365, or basically I'm going to sign in with Sarah Taylor account. This is Sarah Taylor, and if you remember, when we created our group for our HR, Sarah was part of it as well. And here we have that message that confirming that we have joined HR group successfully. So okay, this is the personal inbox of Sarah, but we wanted to open that shared mailbox that we have created, and Sarah is part of that. Well, for that purpose, we have two ways. First one is right click on your folders and click on add shared folder or mailbox, and in here you just need to write the email address of your shared mailbox and you will be able to access it. Second way is click on your username, and here it says open another mailbox. I'll just click on this option. Okay, again we have to write the email address of our shared mailbox. So I'll just paste the email address of my shared mailbox, and here it has taken the shared mailbox on its own, which was sbt_shared_mailbox. If I just click on open, and you will see a new tab will open for another Outlook inbox with this email, which is for shared mailbox. Now let's try to send an email on to the shared mailbox email address. So for that purpose, I'll create a new email and I'll paste the email address of my shared mailbox. For subject, I'll write here testing, and for the message, just write here hello. Now let's just send it. Now this has been sent successfully. If I go to send items, and here you see we have successfully received the email from Sarah Taylor. Now let's head back and let's open the Microsoft Office from another account. And I am going to open the Outlook of the administrator, which is myself. So here it is. This is the account for Mohammed Aslam, which is myself, and I'm the administrator of Office 365 in here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to right click here and I'll click on add shared folder or mailbox. I'll paste the email address. Here you go. And I'll just click on add. Here it has been added successfully. And if I just further open it, I'll click on inbox, and you can see I can also access the shared mailbox from here. And here we have the message from Sarah Taylor. I'll just open this one, and here we have the message. So that shows we have successfully created shared mailbox. And not only that, we can also access it and we can respond on its behalf as well. And here, let's reply to that message. So I'll just click on reply. So I'll write here, hi Sarah, and let's click on the send button. And now let's go back to the account of Sarah. And here we have the account of Sarah. Let's go to the inbox. And here we have reply from myself, which is Mohammed Aslam, and the reply is hi Sarah. That shows that it is working pretty fine and we do not have any problem. So we are done with the shared mailbox, and there is one more thing that I want to discuss with you, and that is, let me go back. If I go to my Office 365 Admin Center, here we have Exchange. Let me just open that one. From here, I'll open a feature that is called as Mail Trace. It is under the mail flow. Here we have message trace. So basically it was message trace. I'll just click on it. So basically what we can do, we can trace a particular message and we can have the summary information. Let's say we have some kind of spam or junk email and we want to start a trace about that, and we want to report it to our customer care as well. So for that purpose, first of all, you have to write the email address of the sender. So I'll write the email address of Sarah in here, or you can also write the username just here and it will search for it on its own. Here it is. Now for the recipient, obviously it was support, or it was Mohammed Aslam, or it can be anything. So I'll go for support. Here it is. I'll just click on this one, and here we have the time range. Now it will search for the last 2 days and then it will give us the information. I know that I have just sent this message, so I'll go for 6 hours. Then we have delivery status. Either we can go for all kind of messages, or we can only look for delivered, expended, failed, pending, and things like that. Let's go for all. Then we have direction. Either it was inbound or outbound. I'll go for all. Then we have original client IP address. Well, if you do not know that, do not worry, just leave it as it is. Down here we have report. Either we can go for instant online report. If you go for the first option, then we have enhanced summary. That will give us downloadable CSV file. Then we have extended report. I'm okay with the first option because I just want to show you how it works. So I'll just click on the search button and it will create information for us. So here we have 2 reports about the message that have been sent by Sarah. First one was at 12:24, second one was at 12:22. So just open any one of these and here we have all the information. So here we have received, processed, delivered. So basically this is a summary report. Let's say in case if you want to report this particular message, just click on this report message button and it will open security and compliance section for us in a new tab. So basically what we can do, we can submit it for the review. So here we have the submission type. Either we want to go for the email, URL, or email attachment. I want to go for the email. Then we have the add email network message. It has taken it on its own, or we can also upload the message file that was for our email. Then we have select a reason for submitting to Microsoft. First one says should not have been blocked, false positive. Second one says should have been blocked, false negative. So from here, I'll go for the second option that says should have been blocked, because I think this message is not the authenticated one. After that, here we have the category that we can select. If you think it's a phishing, just click on the first one. If it's a malware, if it's a spam, go for the relative option. Then says block all emails from the sender or domain. So basically, let's say your department or your shared mailbox is receiving emails from a particular person non-stop, and you think that he or she trying to send something malicious. So you can block this or block that person as well from here. After that, here it says submit. So if you just click on submit, this will be submitted to Microsoft for analysis, and then we'll get the report back. So that was all about how we can use Exchange and how we can have message trace, and then how we can report that particular message to Microsoft. So how easy it is. So that was all about the shared mailboxes, and now let's move ahead and let's see what do we have next. And now let's talk about if one of our user in our Office 365 deletes a particular file and he or she is not able to recover it. So how can we help it? Or if there is any way that we can recover that particular file for that particular user or member of our Office 365. Well, this is an account of Sarah Taylor. Let me just open OneDrive of her. Here it is. I'll just open that one. So basically all the storage functionality will be done with OneDrive in our Office 365. Okay, if I go to my file section of Sarah Taylor, you see we have 3 files available in here. Okay, let's delete this one. So I'll just check this one. Let's click on delete, and I'll delete this one from here. Okay, we know that this file is available in recycle bin, but let's say Sarah doesn't know about it and she has no idea that she can recover that particular file from the recycle bin. So we can help Sarah out here. How? Let's go back to our admin center or the original account of our Office 365, which is this one. Now what I'll do, I'll go to the active users, and from there I'll open Sarah Taylor. Let it get opened. So here we have Sarah Taylor. I'll just click on this one, and here we have the information about this particular member. From here we'll have different options, and OneDrive will be one of them. Here you see we have OneDrive available. I'll just click on it. So basically what we are trying to do here, we are trying to access her account on her behalf. And in order to get to her files, here it says get access to files. So for that purpose, we need to create a link for her. Here it says create link to files. I'll just click on it, and it will create a link of SharePoint that will be able to access. And it will be HTTPS, which means it's a secure one. I'll just click on it, and it will open a new tab for us, and we'll be able to access her OneDrive and we'll able to see all her files. So here if you see, we have both of those files that were there in Sarah Taylor's OneDrive, but we are not been able to see recycle bin of her, because from recycle bin we would have been able to recover the file that she has deleted accidentally. So what to do now? Well, do not worry, let's go back, and from here let's open navigation menu and scroll down. Click on all admin centers. From here, we need to open the admin center of our SharePoint. Here it is. I'll just open this one, and again it will open a new tab for us. Let's just close this one from here, and let's go back to our SharePoint admin center. From here, click on more features, because we need to open users profiles. And here it says user profiles. Just click on open, and now we'll try to access OneDrive of Sarah Taylor. Here it says manage user profiles, manage user properties, and things like that. Under the manage user properties, we'll have different permissions that we can manage or configure. Here we have profiles, here we have subtypes, and things like that. We are concerned with manage user profile, so I'll just click on it, and now we need to search for Sarah Taylor. So in here, I'll just write the name of Sarah, hit enter, and it will look if Sarah is available in here or not. Yes, we do have Sarah Taylor available. Let's just check this one, and if you hover over it, you will see a small drop down arrow. Just click on it, and from here click on manage personal site. So basically we are getting the control of Sarah Taylor and her profile. So I'll just click on it, and now we have the access of Sarah Taylor, and these are different things that we can perform. Okay, in your case, if you don't know what you are doing, here you see we have about Sarah Taylor. So that shows that we are working, or we have the control of Sarah Taylor, and we can do anything on her behalf. So here it says under the site collection administration, recycle bin. we need to access this one. So I'll just click on this and it will open the recycle bin of Sarah Taylor. And here you see we have video order files that Sarah deleted accidentally. So let's just click on it and let's restore it for her. Okay, now the file has been removed from here. Now let's get back to Sarah Taylor account. And here if I go to my files section, let's just reload this page. And here you see we have successfully recovered the file for Sarah Taylor and now it is available. Let's go to recycle bin and you see no file is there in the recycle bin as we have moved it from recycle bin to her file. Okay, what if she deletes this file not only from her file section but from her recycle bin as well? Now it is very difficult for her, or if I say that it's impossible for Sarah to recover this file even if she knows that her file could be in recycle bin. Well, do not worry, we can help her in this regard as well. How? Let's go back. So this is our SharePoint admin center and down here it says can't find what you are looking for. Check the second stage recycle bin. Just click on this link and it will open the recycle bin for us. And this is the second stage. So basically, even some user or any member of your Office 365 deletes a particular file, even from her recycle bin, you can recover that particular file for her. So here it says file name and here it says deleted by, here it says created by. It means we can recover it for her. So I'll just click on this one and I'll click on restore. So not only we have recovered it, but we have also restored it for her and now it will be available in Sarah Taylor account. So let's head back to Sarah Taylor account. Here we go. Let's go to her files and let's reload this page. And here you see we have successfully recovered the file for Sarah Taylor even after she deleted the files from her recycle bin as well. So this is how you can help your members to recover their files. Okay, let's talk about one more thing about SharePoint. Well, if I go to my teams and groups, let's open all active teams and groups. You remember we created a group with the name of HR, which is right here. So let's just open this one and let's go to its memberships. And in terms of members, here we have Alex, Chris, Mohammed Aslam, which is myself, Sarah and Zubair. So basically these are the members of this particular group. Okay, this particular group is also being created into our SharePoint on its own. Let me go to all the applications and here we have SharePoint. Let's just open this one. Let me just close other tabs from here. Well, here you see we have HR group available. So let's just click on this and let's open this one. And if I hover over it, here you will see we have more information about this particular group. We have 5 members and here we have all the information about those members, which is Mohammed Aslam, Alex David, Chris, Sarah and Zubair. So basically if you remember, these are all the same members that we had into our Office 365 in here. So basically this group have been created on its own into our SharePoint. So as everything is synchronized, it has taken all the members on its own. So basically what you can do from here, you can change all these as members to owners. So basically Alex is member at the moment. I can make him owner from here as I have the administrative privileges. So basically this was the idea, that how it looks like, and basically we have all the members that we had in the original group. So let's just close this one. So basically what we can do here, we can see all the conversation that have taken place in this particular group, and basically it will open Outlook for us. And if I go back, down here we have document section. So if I just click on this one, so basically all the members of this particular group can upload different items, different files and different content. Let me just upload a file. So here I have uploaded a file and this file will be visible to all the members that are part of this particular group. Okay, then we have shared with us. Basically it is a section where if someone shared anything outside of your organization will be visible to you in this particular section. So you can access it from here, you can delete them or you can do whatever you want. Then we have notebook. If you click on your notebook, it will open a new page for your notebook. So at the moment we do not have anything. I'll just hit enter to create a new notebook. You can name your notebook anything. I'll name it as book 1, hit on OK, and after that you can start working on it. Now this will be shared with everyone in your team and it will be saved on its own. As you can see, it is synchronizing and it has been saved. So let's just close this one. Let's go back, and under the notebook section you will see the notebook that will appear here. After that we have pages. If I just click on it, so basically we can create a wiki page, a web part page, site page, link and things like that. Let's click on site page and it will open a new page for us, and it will be like WordPress. So basically you can have a title for your web page or the page that you are going to create. After that you can add other content in here. Just click on plus icon. From here you can add text, image and things like that. Not only that, you can also add other widgets like button, divider, hero section, image and things like that. I'm okay with this one because I just wanted to show you how it works. After that, if I click on publish, this will be published and will be accessible to all of the members of this particular group. So here it is, it has been published. Let me just close this one, and now under the pages we have site content. If I just click on it, so basically everything that have been done till now under this site will be available in here. So here we have site assets, site pages. If I just click on it, you will see two pages. This is the one that I have created, which is test.aspx. Then we have home.aspx that is there by default. Let's go back and you will be able to see more and more things in here. And if I click on site assets, we will able to see our HR notebook that we created earlier. After that, we have recycle bin. Anything that we are going to delete or will be deleted from any of the user will come in here. And let's say if I go to my documents, let's just delete this one. So I'll just click on delete. Here it is. Now let's go to our recycle bin, and that file will be available into this recycle bin as you can see in here. So this was a little bit about SharePoint, how it works and what are different things we can perform with the help of SharePoint. So that was all about it. And now let's go back, and here we have many other things that we have to discuss after that. And now let's talk about the Microsoft Teams. So I'll just again go to my navigation menu, and down here we have Teams available. If I just click on it, let it get open. As I'm the admin of Office 365, I have all the administrative privileges that I can do from here. I can manage teams from here, I can have team settings, I can set the team policies and things like that. And down here we have users and some other things. Well, I'll get to this point later in this video. At the moment, let's talk about the teams from the perspective of some user that we have into our Office 365. Well, let's talk about the Sarah Taylor, as she is part of our Office 365 and she is also part of some of the groups into our Office 365. So let's log in into Office 365 as Sarah Taylor. So here she is, and here we have signed in as Sarah Taylor. Let's try to access Microsoft Teams. So I'll just click on Teams from here. So here it is, and at the moment if you see, we do not have any groups available that we created into our Office 365, and Sarah was part of those groups. Why is that so? Well, let's head back, and here if I go to my navigation menu and if I open my teams and groups, let's open our active teams and groups, and let's open our HR group that we have created. Here it is, I'll just click on it, and from here you will see that Sarah is part of this particular group. So this group should also have been available into our Microsoft Teams, but we are not been able to see that. Why is that so? Well, if you just open your group that you have created into your Office 365, go to its general settings, and here it says, would you like to add Microsoft Teams to this group? At the moment, Microsoft Teams is not been added for this particular group. Now if I just click on it, click on add teams, now Microsoft Teams will be available for this group, and we can access this group from our Microsoft Teams as well. And all the members who are part of HR group will be available to access this particular group onto our Microsoft Teams. So here it says you have added a team to this group. It means we have done it successfully. Now let's head back. Here you see now we have HR group available, and here we have activity. If I just click on it, and here we have a message that says Mohammed added you to HR. So basically this could be the problem that you might not see your groups that you have been part of in Office 365 in your Microsoft Teams. Now we can do many things into this particular group from Office 365. So under the teams you will find all the groups that you have been part of or you have created. So here you can create a new post. So just click on new conversation button and you start a new conversation, just like any other platform that you use for messaging or and having different kind of conversation. Not only that, you can also tag people in here. For example, if I write here hi @ it will show me all those members that are part of this particular team or group. So I'll just mention Alex in here, and I'll write here, please update me on yesterday's progress. Now this message has been created and Alex has been tagged, and Alex can reply to this conversation, or matter of fact anyone can reply to this conversation as long as they are part of this particular team. Okay, in case if we want to create a private chat, we can also do so. How? Just click on this chat button and from here we can start a new chat. So in order to create a new chat, just hover here and click on this new chat button, and from here search the name or the user with whom you want to have this particular chat. Let's go for Muhammad Aslam, who is the administrator. Now I can have private chat with this particular user. Okay, let's go back to our teams. Here it is. Okay, other than the post or conversation, we can also upload different files, and all those files will be available to all the users who are part of our HR group. At the moment it's empty. So what we can do in here, we can create a new Word document, Excel, PowerPoint presentation and things like that. Other than that, we can also edit this particular menu that we see at the top. Then we have add template option. It means we can add a new template in here and we are good to go. I'll just cancel this out, and here we have plus icon. It means it will allow us to add a new tab onto the top tab. If I just click on it, from here these are the different applications that I can have at the top. So let's just click on see all. So basically I can have a tab for Visio, Word, Excel, we have task by planner and things like that. So basically it will save us a lot of time obviously if we have our needed things at the top. For the moment I'll just close this one. After that, as we are into our file section, I can download any particular file from this section. Then we have shortcut available for OneDrive, and we have open in SharePoint as well. Okay, at the top we have Meet. If I just click on it, I'll be able to create a meeting for all the members that are part of this particular group. So if I just click on it, it will start the meeting immediately. But let's say I want to schedule a meeting. For that purpose, click on this drop down arrow, and from here click on schedule a meeting. Now you can schedule a meeting, you can add members and you can mention those members. Other than that, you can also define the agenda that you want to have in that particular meeting. I'll just close this one. Down here we have calendar. If you just click on it, you can customize your calendar as per your liking. Just click on any date and you can customize it. You can have title, you can add those attendees with whom you want to have particular meeting, or you want to discuss something. And here we can set the time frame, and after that we have does not repeat option. In case if we want to repeat this for every day, we can do so. If we want to repeat this on some particular day of the month or every week, things like that, we can do that setting from here. Down here we have add channels and add location, and we have description box where we can add description for this particular agenda or the thing that we are going to perform. Let's go back, and from here we can do that for any date as per our liking. At the moment it has been scheduled per hour. If you go at the top, here it says work week. Just click on it and go for the day. Now it will only show you the current day. Let's go back, click on work week or week. Now in week it will also include Saturdays and Sundays. So these are different things that we can perform in terms of our calendar. After the calendar, here we have call section. Then we have file section where we can have different files, or we can see all the files that have been shared with us in this particular team or group from Office 365. Then down here we have some other options. If I just click on it, I can include Shift, OneNote, Whiteboard, Stream and many other applications for that matter. After that, here we have apps. If you just click on it, it will open all the categories of app that we can include into our team, and that will also be available into our groups onto our Office 365. So basically it's a very good and very productive thing. So this was a bit of intro and bit of detail about Microsoft Teams, what we can do with it if we are a user. Now I want to show you a scenario in which there is a possibility that user is not being able to access Microsoft Teams and he or she cannot see it in the application section as well. Well, for that purpose, let me just close Microsoft Teams from here. Okay, I have created a scenario, and now this time let me just reload this page for Sarah Taylor. So basically we are talking about what if a particular person or a member of our Office 365 is not being able to access Microsoft Teams. So here if you see, now we do not have Microsoft Teams available. Even if I just click on all applications in here, and let me just draw this menu, here you see we do not have Microsoft Teams available. If I just click on all apps, down here we do not see that one in here as well. Why is that so? Because we were using Microsoft Teams a minute earlier. Okay, what if I've tried to access Teams directly from my browser? So for that purpose, I'll go for teams.microsoft.com. Here it takes me to the sign in page, but it should have opened my Microsoft Teams directly when I was looking for it. Other than that, there could be one more problem, and that could be related to the cookies. Let me just open a documentation for Microsoft, and you might see a message onto your browser that there is some problem with the cookies for your Microsoft team. So here we have the documentation that tells us that how we can solve this problem. Here it says Teams web client is stuck in a login loop. So if you scroll down here, they have provided the solution for Google Chrome, for your Microsoft Edge and other browsers as well. So as I'm using Google Chrome, here I have the solution. So first of all, you just need to go to your settings, and after that you need to open your privacy tab. Here it is privacy and security, just click on it. After that, go to your cookies. And down here we have a section that is called as sites that can always use cookies. Here make sure to add all these links. Let me just open the documentation once again. So add all these domains into your settings under the cookies, and you will not see the error related to the cookies ever again. Okay, now let's go back, and now let's talk about why we are not being able to see Microsoft Teams in here. Well, for that purpose I have to go to my admin panel. Here it is. And now if I click on Sarah Taylor, and from here, let's go to licenses and apps. And if you remember, when we were creating any user into our Office 365, we had to assign some licenses and some application to each user. Now under the app section, just click on it. And if you scroll down, you will see that Microsoft Teams is not assigned to Sarah Taylor. So just make sure to check this checkbox. After that, save the changes. Now Microsoft Teams will be available to Sarah Taylor, and that application will be available onto her account. So we are done with the changes. Now let's close this one. Let's head back. Now let's reload this page. And now you see Microsoft Teams is available and Sarah can use that easily. So if I just click on it, it will open Microsoft Teams with our account logged in on its own, and we are ready to use it. And not only that, we'll have all the teams, all the groups available in here. And if you remember, this was the message that we sent earlier. So that shows that our team is working pretty fine. Now let's go back, and here I am as administrator. So if I just go to all application, let's just open Microsoft Teams and let's see if we have everything synchronized in here or not. Let it get opened. So here we are. So let's check the team section, and these are the teams that this administrator is part of. Let's go to the HR team because we were talking about it earlier, and here we'll see that Sarah has started a conversation and she has mentioned Alex. If I go to reply section, I can reply to her. I can start a private conversation with Sarah, or matter of fact with anyone. So it means our team is synchronized and it is working pretty fine. And there are few other things that I want to discuss. Let's just open the navigation menu. Let's scroll down, and here we have Teams available, or we can go to all admin centers and we can access Teams admin center from there as well. So just click on Teams and it will open the Teams admin center. There are things that we can perform from this section, and only administrators are able to do that from here. Okay, let it get open. So from here, basically we can manage teams. Here it says manage team. Let's just click on it. So basically it will show you all the teams that are available into our Office 365 and onto our Microsoft Teams as well. So in case if you want to create or add a new team, you can do that from here directly, other than from your Office 365. Okay, just click on this add button and you can create your new team from here very easily. Let me just get out of this. At the top, we have user summary information. We have 7 internal users and we have 1 guest. And if you remember, at the start of our video, we created a user and that was a guest user. Okay, from here, just select any of the teams and you can edit that team, you can delete that, or you can archive that particular team for the matter of fact. After that, we have some settings that we can perform in terms of our teams. So basically just click on it, and from here we can suggest feeds that should appear on users activity feed. At the moment it is on, you can off it. You can have different settings in terms of the tagging that we did earlier when we tagged Alex. Down here we have email integration, we have file settings, we have organization and many other things. Okay, here it says team policies. Team policies mean you can have or you can define a policy that you can apply to your different teams, to your different groups, or to your different members that are there. So for example, at the moment it says manage policies. Just click on this plus add button to create a new policy. You can name your policy anything. I'll name it as HR space policy. And here we can have the description for this new policy. Then down here we have create private channels, create shared channels and things like that. After that, just click on apply and new policy have been created. You might be wondering that we haven't added any user into this particular policy, so how is it going to take effect onto our members? Well, do not worry, I'll show you. Okay, here it says we cannot create this policy right now. Try again. If you continue to have problems, contact Microsoft customer support. Okay, this can happen. Just try again and you will be good to go. Let's add a description in here because that can be the issue. After that, let's click on apply. Okay, again we have an issue, so let me just create the policy and I'll get back to you. So here we have successfully created the policy and I changed the name, and instead of having a space I used underscore in here. Now let's talk about how we can add users into this particular policy. Well, just select this policy and make sure do not click on HR policy name because it will open a pan window like this for us. We do not want that. Just select this and at the top we have manage users now. Just click on this one and from here it says assign user, bulk unassigned user. Obviously we want to assign user so that this policy can take place on these users. So I'll just click on this one and from here we can search the name of the users that we want to have for this policy. I'll add Sarah. Here she is. I'll just click on add and after that let's add another one. Let's go for Alex this time. Here it is and we have successfully added Alex. But what if I had hundreds of members available and I wanted to add all of them, or let's say I have hundreds of members available in different groups and I wanted to apply a particular policy on whole of a group, not on single user, because it is time taking and again there are chances that we might miss some users or members. So for that purpose I'll just click on apply for this particular time. Let's get out of it, and now what I'll do, I'll show you how we can apply policy onto our whole group. So at the top we have another option that says group policy assignment. If we just click on it, now we can create a policy that will be applied on whole of a group. So just click on this add button and here it says select a group. I'll search for HR. Here it is. I'll just click on add. Now it says select rank. It means hierarchy or how much priority you want to give to this particular policy. I'll stick with 1. Then it says select a policy name. If you remember, we created a policy with the name of HR policy. So here it is and it is appearing in here. So if I just select this one, now this HR policy will be applied onto this group and anyone who is part of this particular group will be having this particular policy. So how is it now that earlier we had to add each and every member on our own, but now each and every member will be covered if we select particular groups. Now just click on apply, click on confirm, and we have successfully created group policy assignment. So this was all about the policies. Down here we have team templates. So it's like earlier when we were creating groups or user that we had different templates we could create or we could use. Same goes for team templates. We have a lot of them available. We can select any one of these and we can use them. Then we have template policies, teams update policies, team update settings, and things like that. So that was all about the teams, and down here we have users. If I just click on manage users, it will show you all those users that are part of our Office 365 and Microsoft team. So basically here we have Sarah Taylor, Chris David, Alex, and other users. So just click on any one of these and you can edit its settings and you can perform different things with respect to that particular user. So basically this was a bit of detail about how and what we can perform in terms of Microsoft Team Admin Center from our Office 365 and how we can use Microsoft Teams as a user. And we also saw that what could be the problem that can force our Microsoft Teams not to work or did not appear at all into our Office 365 app section. So that was all about the Microsoft Teams, and after that let's talk about the Azure Active Directory. And now let's talk about the Azure Active Directory. So again I'll go to my navigation menu and down here we have Azure Active Directory. So let's just open that one. Well, Azure Active Directory is just like Microsoft Server 2019 or 2016 if you have worked on it. So basically it offers you different capacity and capabilities to perform different kinds of action, like you can have different licenses, you can create different users, you can assign different resources to your users, you have your networks and things like that. But Microsoft Azure Active Directory is more sophisticated than Windows Server 2016 or 2019. But I'm talking about just an idea that how it works and what it is actually. So let it get loaded and then I'll talk to you about it. Okay, So here we have different things that we can perform with the help of Azure Active Directory, and many of these things that we are going to do in here, we can also do that from our Office 365 Admin Center. Then what is the difference? Well, with the help of Azure Active Directory, it will offer us more options and more control over things that we are going to perform. So here you see, here we have different things that we can perform. First of all, we have users, group, devices, applications, and things like that. So first of all, let's talk about the Azure Active Directory. First of all, what we can do, we can add different users, group, enterprise application. We can have app registration here as well. Other than that, we can manage the tenants. We have features preview, we have feedback and things like that. Then we have the basic information about this domain, that is Thalasaf Limited. So basically this is the name, tenant ID, primary domain, license, alerts and things like that. So basically here we have the overview of the information about what we have in our Office 365 Admin Center. After that, let's talk about some of the other things. First of all, let's start with the user. Let's just expand this one, and just like our Office 365 Admin Center, we can see all users, deleted users, and we have user setting. So here if I just click on users onto my Admin Center, here we have almost same sort of menu. Okay, let's just click on users and let's open all users. So let's see what we can do in here. So here you see we have all users that we have in our Office 365 Admin Center. Let me just go there, let me open active users, and you will see we have same users that we can see onto our Azure Active Directory. So basically both of these are synchronized, so anything that you will perform in here will be affected into our Office 365 Admin Center and vice versa. And what we can do from here, we can perform different actions like we can create new user, download users and things like that. I'll talk about this one later. Let's just click on Sarah Taylor because we have talked a lot about her and what she can do. So basically this is her information. This is her principal name, which is Sarah Taylor @ Thalasaf Limited on Microsoft.com. Then it is her object ID. It is encrypted one. And then we have created date time. So basically this is the time when this user was created by the admin. At the moment, her user type is member. Then we have the identities, and basically this is the domain she is part of. And then we have information about the assigned licenses that she has. Then we have some other information, but the most important thing that I'm concerned in here is I want to open its edit properties section. So let's just click on it. So basically what we can do from here, we can add a different kind of information about Sarah Taylor that we couldn't do from our Office 365 Admin Center. So obviously name, first name, last name, these kind of things are same that we could do from the Office 365 Admin Center, but there are many other things. So here we have user type. At the moment Sarah is member, we can make her guest as well. So here we have guest type, I'll leave it as it is. And then we have some other information. Down here what we can add her job title, company name, department name, employee ID, employee type and things like that. So let's say we have changed the job description for Sarah Taylor. So let's say I write here HR manager because I have changed her job description. Then says company name, then we have department, so obviously it will be HR. Then we have employee ID. You can give any random value or any value as per the policy of your company. So I have given this. After that we have employee type, then we have employee hire date. So you can open the calendar and you can select any date as per your liking. Then we have office location. So obviously you will have your address in here. Then we do not have any manager for Sarah Taylor. Let's say she has just changed her department and she doesn't know who her manager is. So just click on this add manager button, and from here you will have the list of all the users that are part of your Office 365 Admin Center. So what you can do, you can pick her manager very easily. So as I'm the admin, so I'll make manager of her. So I'll just click on it and I'll just click on select. Now you see manager is Muhammad Aslam, which is myself. After that, here we have some personal information of her like street address, city, state or province and things like that. So just go ahead and fill this information to make sure that you have covered every aspect of her personal information. Then we have her fax number. We can also add email. So basically this email is, let's say Sarah asks us that she needs another email to use. So instead of using staylor@thalasaflimited.ownmicrosoft.com, we can assign another one to her. So what I can write here, I'll write here HR_ manager, and after that I can use @talasaf.onmicrosoft.com. Now she can use this one as well along with this one. This one was related to her name and this one is related to her designation in the company. So let's just click on it, and now you see she has 2 email addresses. You can add as many as per your liking. Then we have the fax number, mail nickname. Obviously it's S Taylor, you can change it. Then we have age group. At the moment it is none. So obviously I'll go for the adult in here. Then we have legal age group classification and consent provided for minor. So basically these are some other information that you can explore and you can go ahead. Okay, I'm done with everything. Now I'll just click on the save button. Let's just go back. So basically what I can do from here, I can see different things related to Sarah. I can see assigned role that have been assigned to Sarah Taylor. Let's just click on it. At the moment, none of the role has been assigned to Sarah Taylor. And in case if you want to assign one, just click on add assignment. And from here, you can assign directory roles. As she is part of HR departments, what I can do from here, I can assign her billing administration roles. After that, you can scroll down and you can look for a relative role that you can assign to your user. So for Sarah Taylor, I have assigned her billing administration. Then you just need to click on add and you will see this role will be assigned to Sarah Taylor. At the moment, it hasn't appeared in here. It will take a little bit of time. So either you can refresh your Azure Active Directory, you can refresh your web page, or you can wait for it. After that, we have administrative units. At the moment, none of the administrative units has been assigned to Sarah Taylor. We can assign one very easily. So just click on it, search for administrative unit, and you are good to go. Okay, we already know that Sarah Taylor is part of some groups that we have created in our Office 365 Admin Center. But just to confirm it, click on your groups. It will show you all the groups that she is part of. So basically she is part of these 2 groups, which is HR, and another one is HR as well. So the first one is HR operations, second one is HR itself. So in case if you want to make her member of some other groups, you can also do so. Just click on add membership, and from here you will see the list of all the groups that are available and that are there in your Office 365, and you can make Sarah part of any of these groups. So let's say I want to make her part of SBT. I'll just click on it. I'll just click on select, and you will see we will have one more group appear in here. So obviously it will take a little bit of time to synchronize everything. So let's wait for it. After the groups, we have the applications. It will show us what are the applications she is associated with and she is using. At the moment, none of the applications has been assigned to her, or none of the applications she is working on. We can assign up to 1000 direct, inherited, or user consented assignment to her. Okay. After that, we have licenses. Okay, if you remember, when we were creating our user in our Office 365 Admin Center, we had 2 options under the licensing. Let me just go back. Let's just create a new user. So I'll just click on add a user. So for the name, I'll just give it random value. I'll do the same for the last name, for the display name, for the username as well. And then I'll just click on automatically create a password. Okay, I have to change the username in here. After that, here I'll say automatically create a password. Click on next. And here it says product licenses. Here you can see assign user a product license. We have Microsoft 365 Business Basic, and the second one is Microsoft Power Automate Free. And you can see both of these are appearing here. So basically at the moment, Sarah Taylor has these 2 licenses that have been assigned to her by me. And other than that, if we go with this option that says create user without product license, you will see nothing in here. It will be empty. So this is the same information that we have in our Azure Active Directory from our Office 365 Admin Center. Let me just go back and let me just cancel this out. Other than that, we can also assign some other licenses to her. So just click on add button, and from here, select the license that you want to assign to your Sarah Taylor, which is our member. At the moment, I have assigned everything to her, so there is nothing that I can assign any further. So I'll just cross this one. I'll just get out of it. Okay. Other than the licenses, we have devices. I'll just click on devices. So it will show me that what are the devices that have been registered for Sarah Taylor. Let's say she is using our Office 365 on to Android device or iOS or desktop machine. those machines will appear in here. At the moment, none of them in here. Okay, then we have Azure role assignment, authentication methods, and things like that. So these are the different things that Azure Active Directory has to offer us in terms of our users. Okay, let me go back to my Sarah Taylor and let's go to overview. And if I just click on edit properties one more time, because there is one more thing that I want to see and I want to confirm if I have missed it or not. So basically, if I just scroll down, here we have usage location. At the moment, it's United States. So basically, it's linked with firewall. Let's say you have made sure that usage location for a particular user is some particular country. So in case of Sarah Taylor, it is United States. So whenever Sarah goes out of United States and goes into some other country, this account might not work for Sarah Taylor. So in order to go out of United States, she has to inform us, and then let's say she goes to Australia, so we can change the usage location for her to Australia. Now she'll be able to use this particular account in Australia as well. So it's a kind of rule or a firewall, you can say, that will make sure that we have the legitimate usage of our account and our resources. After that, let's go up. Here we have identity. If I just click on it, here we have every information related to her identity. Then we have job information, contact information, parental controls, and then we have settings that we can perform in terms of her. So basically here we have the location that we just changed. Then we have on premises. So basically earlier we had all that information in kind of a form, but at the top we also have sections that we can go, and these are more easier to understand and more easier to manage. Okay, now let me just save this one. After that, here we have audit logs for Sarah Taylor. Let's just click on it. But before that, let me just go back. There is one more thing that I want to discuss. At the top, I can delete Sarah Taylor or any other member for the matter of fact. Then we have refresh. It means if we have made any changes, and we can make sure that everything is synchronized. Then we have reset password. It is just like this one. If I just click on Sarah Taylor in here, I can reset password of her from here. It will give us an option like this. So if I just click on it, so I have two options in here. Either I can create a password automatically, or I can create a password on my own. In here, if I just click on reset password, I'll only be able to see, and here we have reset password option. Just click on it, and after clicking on it, it will give us a temporary password that we should give to Sarah Taylor so that she can log in into her account next time. But that wasn't the case with our Microsoft Office Admin Center. Here we had two options. Either we could create automatically generated password, or we could create our own one. So that is the difference in here. I'll just close this one. After that, we have revoke sessions. This is something new. Well, let's say we have noticed that Sarah Taylor is signed in into her account from different devices and from different locations. So in order to make sure that resources are being used in a right way, in a right manner, we could revoke the sessions. What it will do, it will log out Sarah Taylor from every account and from every device that she has been using. So this is something very important and very good to have. Then we have manage view and things like that. After that, there is one more thing, and that is we can change the profile picture of Sarah Taylor from here. Just click on this camera icon and it will open the directory for you. So from there you can upload any picture, you can browse for that, you can drag and drop it as well. Okay, if you remember, we assigned a role to Sarah Taylor. Let's see if it is there or not at this moment, because earlier it was synchronizing. Yes, it has been added, and now she is billing administrator. So this was a bit of overview of Sarah Taylor. So here we have audit logs. If I just click on this one, so basically it will tell us date, service, different categories, activity that she has been performing, the status of her activities and the services she has been using. Then we have targets and initiated by and things like that. So basically this is all information about her audit and what she's been doing, what are the services she has been using, and what are the resources she has been consuming. Then we have sign-in logs. If I just click on it, it will give us the information about her sign-in. Not only that, it will also give us her authentication request, conditional access, her location from where she's been accessing our account. Then we have the application she's been using and things like that. Then we have diagnose and solve problems. So basically in here we have some things that we can perform in order to make sure that if there is any problem with Sarah Taylor account, we can solve those problems. So this was a bit of about how we can have different things in terms of the users from our Azure Active Directory. So we are done with the users. Then we have groups. So basically we can do the same things that we have done for the user for group in here. Here we have all the groups. So what we can do, we can create a new group, we can delete a group, we can download it, we can manage its view and things like that. So let's open our HR group that we created earlier and let's see what we can do in terms of that. So basically membership type is assigned, means we have assigned this group to some users. Then we have source, it is made on cloud. Then we have type and it is Microsoft 365. Because if you remember, when we were creating different groups, we had 4 types of group. So let me just go to my groups. If I just click on add a group, you will see I'll have 4 types: Microsoft 365, distribution, mail enabled, security. So we have created this one as Microsoft 365 type. Then we have object ID and this is the date when it was created. And this is the email address for this particular group, which is hr@thalasaf.ownmicrosoft.com. After that, we have some other information like we have 5 users, we have 1 owner, and we have 0 groups related to this one. None of the devices has been assigned to it. And down here we have group links. So basically, if you just click on your Outlook, it will open the Outlook for this particular group. Then we also have SharePoint. If you just click on it, and if you remember, earlier we had a website for our HR, and in that we have different things related to this particular website. After that, we have different other things. For example, we have properties. If I just click on it, here we have the general setting of this group. We have group description, membership type, object ID, and things like that. Then we have the members. So at the moment we have 5 members in total. One of them is administrator, or you can say owner. So if we just click on owner, it will show us who is the owner of this particular group. And this is me, myself, because I'm the administrator of Office 365. Then we have roles and administrators. So basically you can add different roles and administrator for this particular group that are being administrative by this particular group. Then we have group membership, who do not have any. Then we have none of the applications that are part of this particular group. So basically we have just created this group just to show you how it works. So that is why we do not have a lot of things in here. Then we have Azure role assignment and some other things. So this was all about the Azure Active Directory and how we can use that to perform different operations that we couldn't do from our Office 365 Admin Center. But if there is something common that we could do from both of the platforms, I would prefer to go with Azure Active Directory because it is more sophisticated and it is more feasible and more easier to eyes. Okay, at the end, let me just go back to my users and I'll go to all users, and there is one more thing that I want to discuss, and that is, let me open Sarah Taylor and let's go to its licenses, which is right here. Here you'll see 2 licenses, and here it is showing that Microsoft 365 Business Basic have 24 services and all of them has been enabled for Sarah. And same goes for Microsoft Power Automate Free. If I just click on the first one, it will show us all the services that are offered and are available for Sarah Taylor. And in case if you want to disable any one of these, you can do so by simply clicking on that particular service. So now these services are not available for Sarah Taylor and she cannot use them anymore. So I'll just turn them on back, and now let's just go back. Same goes for other service. Let me just go to my licenses, and here we have Power Automate Free. So here we have these 2 services available for Sarah Taylor. Let's just go back, and that was all about the Azure Active Directory. And now let's see what do we have next. At the end, let's conclude our video. So basically we started with Office 365 and we started with users. In terms of users, we saw that how we can have different users, how we can create them. And not only that, we also saw that how we can assign different privileges and different licenses to each user. We also saw that in case if we want to delete a particular user, how can we do so? And let's say if I deleted a user from here, we also talked about that how we can recover that user from deleted user list. Not only that, we also talked about in detail about the guest users, what are they, what they can perform, and how we can invite them, or how we can create them with the help of Office 365 and basically with the help of Azure Active Directory. So we saw that in detail. After the user section, we had teams and groups. And in teams and groups, we talked about that how we can create a group and how we can assign particular resources and different privileges to each group. And after that, how we can add different members into each group with different privileges. And we also saw that how we can define different privileges and different policies for each group, and how we can make sure that there are some owners and there are some members in each group. For example, Here I have different groups available, as you can see onto the screen, and we talked about HR group in detail. So here we saw that how we can add members, owners, and after that we also talked about that how we can make sure that Microsoft Teams is available for this particular group and people are able to use that as well. Other than that, we also talked about that in case if we had to added the changes or added the settings or information about a particular group, how could we do so? After the groups, we went ahead with deleted groups, and we also saw that what if we delete a particular group, and in case if we want to recover one, can we do that or not? After that, we had detailed conversation about shared mailboxes, where we created a shared mailbox in which we had different users, and we also saw that if we could access a shared mailbox with a new inbox in our outlook.com. We took the example of Sarah Taylor, and we also saw if she could access this particular mailbox and if she can reply on its behalf. So that was a very interesting scenario and very interesting part of this particular video. Then we had roles, resources, billings, and basically this is not something that we should be concerned. After that, we talked about the Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Teams. In Microsoft Teams, we talked about that what if a particular member of our Office 365 is not able to access Teams, or if there is any issue with cookies. We saw how we can solve it and how we can make sure that Teams is assigned to each member in terms of the licenses. Then we also talked about if we could access groups that we have created in Office 365 onto our Teams or not. Because there is a possibility that you have created groups into your Office 365 and these are not available in your Teams. For that purpose, we saw the solution, and that was we mistakenly did not added our Microsoft Teams. Other than that, we talked about admin panel of Teams, and we talked about that what we could do with the admin panel. We talked about the policies, how we can have group policies for Microsoft Teams, how we can assign those policies to different groups, and how we can add different users, and how we can make sure that policies are applied to different users and different groups. At the end of this video, we talked in detail about Azure Active Directory, and we also saw that what we can do in terms of the users, how we can add them, how we can edit their changes. And not only that, we also saw the difference between Azure and Office 365, because more or less both offer the same functionality, but obviously there is more freedom in terms of Azure Active Directory that we do not have in Office 365. So that was all about that we have discovered and covered in this particular video. And I hope now that you must have enjoyed and learned a lot of new things by watching this one. If that is the case, do leave a like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. I'll get back to you in the next video. Till then, take care.